murder of Trayvon Martin woke up a new generation who have been told about integration and multiculturalism, and then with somebody their age or somebody that looks like their younger brother, or somebody that looks like their older brother or their cousin or whatever, is just blatantly, openly murdered for no reason. It, it shook their whole foundation. It made them realize, oh, what I've been taught is not real. It's not sweet out here. And so, if everybody was around, you just remember that changed everything, right? So for those people who already had a message, it just, it made people turn around and pay attention because you already had a message. Those people that were already organized, and people want to join their organization. So that tragedy, Straight Black Pride to Teru Kemet, that tragedy gave rise to a new era of pro-blackness, right? And man, I'm supposed to be going through the slides, but I'm not even reading the slides. I'm just going off of memory. And then I'm looking, I'm like, oh yeah, I did basically cover the slides while going off of memory. So after that, the Mike Brown assassination took place. And the whole rise of that movement in St. Louis, with Brother D. Seals and some of the other brothers and sisters there, and they just had an uprising. And here was the bad part. The good part was it was an organic uprising of just young black people that saw it and then heard about it, and they was like, nah, this is not going down like this. We not having it. Just straight up, right? Them brothers and sisters, before they, the brother Elijah, them brothers and sisters were strong. But here's where the first seeds of the infiltration came in. And I think that's the next slide. I was on Twitter at the time, right? And on Twitter, people were putting out the information about what was going on in St. Louis after Mike Brown assassination. The thing we didn't know, right, until Brother D. Seals got a chance to speak. I remember Brother Jenny interviewed, is that the people that we saw on Twitter, who would later become D-Ray and some of them other people, I can't even remember the other people. That was the I ain't gonna say it's the beginning, but low key it was the beginning of being able to see the infiltration of the movement and the rainbow assault on the movement. Because of course D-Ray became famous. He was all over MSNBC. He was a homophile. I guess eventually Black Lives Matter became a thing. Of course, they were Zionist-controlled homophiles. And the real movements were being pushed to the side and choked out. And we know now about all the money with Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, right? We know all that. So, one of the biggest things that happened, I'll never forget this. Well, all right, let me try to at least follow the script a little bit. Before that, the Uhuru movement, right? And even some local churches here, like man, I can't even think of the church in Southeast. Sister Najee, if you in here, what's the church in South? What's Willie Wilson's church over in Southeast? Union Temple Baptist Church, right? Union Temple Baptist Church used to be African centered. They started pushing LGBT, and had been for a while. I just didn't know. I found out later. The Uhuru movement, which used to be strong, They were the ones that put I call him Gacy Coco. I always butcher it on purpose. The one that just got arrested for that Black Hammer group down in Atlanta that was out here violating men. They had men down in the closet violating them and whatnot. Yeah, that's a real thing. Yeah. Just look up Black Hammer movement, Gacy Coco, whatever you call it. So in fact, this is what's deep, right? I remember going to an event held by I can't even remember the group, but it don't matter. But anyway, the founder of the Uhuru movement, Molina Abdullah, he was there, and so I'm pretty sure it was something relationship wise was the discussion, right? And so somebody spoke about, the educated woman, the educated nation. This is one of our proverbs. And he tried to debunk that proverb, right? The proverb is, and I'm paraphrasing, when you educate a woman, this is an African proverb, you educate a nation. And he disputed that. This is before he revealed that he had an open homophile as his spokesperson. I remember seeing it and looking at him and thinking, yo, there's no way you can consider yourself an African man and dispute this proverb. This is proverbs said by our ancestors. These are facts based upon observation for thousands of years. Right. So then, I remember going to one of the events to scout and see what was going on. Man, it was crazy. A bunch of homophiles and some Europeans. That's what was happening. Right? So I was like, all right, whatever. We see what type of time they on. Then, 2015. I never forget this. I was the millions, whatever they call it, the Millions More Movement 2015. Those of y'all you remember, put up one in the chat. I had the TV on. It was on like C-SPAN, CNN, whatever, something. I had the TV on as I was getting ready. I'm pretty sure I was rocking all black. I know I had a black hoodie. It was October. I had a black hoodie. I had my black hoodie with Africa and RBG and all of it. As I got the TV on in a different room, and I'm getting dressed and getting ready, they announced that that libation was going to be done by African priest, right? And they announced the dude as Baba Kwabena Cheeks. Now, besides the name being funny, you like, okay, DC, why you remember Kwabena Cheeks? Because the dude's name used to be Rainy Cheeks, and he's an open homosexual. And he was involved in an incident, basically a low-key brawl at Union Temple Baptist Church, when people was taking a stand against LGBT, right? So this open homosexual gave the libation at a Nation of Islam sponsored event. So that's why I remembered it. And I had remembered the dude's name. So I was like, wait, hold up. So literally I'm running in to see the TV to see if I was tripping. And I saw him. I was like, yo, hold up. What's going on? Anyway, go to the event. Go out there, see some different people, catch up with some people, whatever. And the event goes on, and then next thing you know, and I do not have a video, and I'm gonna tell you the reason I had a video because I didn't want to wait through 2 hours of that event. I know it was directly at the end. I could have downloaded and found it, and maybe I don't know. Maybe if I chop this up, I'll show it. But anyway,
see, may I say to my LGBTQ family, let me tell you something. See, those of us who are students of Elijah Muhammad, we're people. We don't ask you what your sexual preference is. We love you. We're not your judges. We want to work together to free our people completely. So to my family, this is my family. You'll never find me or us condemning you for what has become of us in our sojourn. Because all the holy ones who will point to a gay brother or sister are fornicators, adulterers, freaks, and everything else. So who of us can throw a stone at the next one?
Mr. Farrakhan said to my LGBTQ family and all this stuff, and basically welcomed them into the movement. And then there was a video of Molina Abdullah, right, who I think just ran for I think she just was like somebody's vice presidential candidate or something, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she was Cornel West, vice presidential candidate. All right, check it. She was one of the ones negotiating with the Nation of Islam to bring LGBT into the Black Power movement. Now, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad had warned about that back in like 2001.
Your stringy-haired, stinky white girl with a gay, lesbian, homosexual, transvestite signs and placards in these rallies and protest marches that you call a revolutionary is a real ally of yours. She's supposed to stand up and fight for the release of Molina Abdullah. Jamal. All white folks are supposed to be out there. Don't be confused by that. Because it was their old no-good mammy. It was their old no-good daddy. It was their old no-good low-down rotten grandma and grandpa. And all the way down the line that created the circumstances that all political prisoners would be locked down today the way they're locked down. And so they have a duty and an obligation. And most of them just got a guilt complex. Out there, we have to be careful what sign we're standing next to.
That's right.
They had every kind of damn sign out there.
That's right.
We're queers for Mumia. That's a shame. We went to rallies in Philly. Every time the new Black Panther Party comes up, people got problems. Everybody could come up for Mumia and all political prisoners except the Black Panther Party.
Right.
Nobody wanted us around. Crazy cracker women standing up with their fist in the air talking about what I just mentioned, queers for Mumia. We're the lesbians for Mumia. And they are welcome at every rally. But some of our own brothers and sisters who claim to be revolutionaries will welcome the queers, will welcome the sissies, the faggots, will welcome the lesbians, the transvestites, the crossovers, the used-to-be's, the wanna-be's. They will welcome all of them. But when we come and say, Black Power, they say, oh, we don't need that. That's divisive. That divides the people. We don't need that on the platform for the political prison. God damn it, if a faggot can stand up, if a lesbian or dyke can stand up, if a queer can stand up, then God damn it, the Black Power movement must take a stand for our political prisoners. Revolution is the solution.
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Hold on. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Give me a 1 if you heard what I just said, so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Okay. I'm going to repeat it again, because I ain't getting no feedback. Maybe everybody remembers this and they like, yo, man, why you telling us this already? At the milk before they had a video showing Molina Abdullah negotiating with the Nation of Islam to bring LGBT into the Black Conscious Movement.
Else, it's really important and it really resonates with us as Black Lives Matter. We've been in the streets. We have a philosophy that as long as they assault, occupy, brutalize, murder our folks, they're never going to be comfortable where they are. So we believe in disrupting the system. So or else is what we've been doing. What we started doing is having conversations, because Black Lives Matter also is very adamant that all Black lives matter. And so what that means is, for us, the Black, queer, and trans community is hugely important. Black women are hugely important. We are a womanist Black nationalist organization. And so we had some kind of questions about where the Nation of Islam stood on those issues. And we had courageous conversations under the banner of Operational Unity about what it means to queer and trans folks for us to get down with the nation. And those were sometimes difficult conversations to have, but they really got to the core of what it is. For Black people to be free, we have to be united.
Right. She just ran as the vice presidential candidate underneath Cornel West. Come to find out that she's not even Black. She's half a half. Right? So she's running around with a Muslim name, but she's half Black and half a half. Okay? Pushing LGBT. So that happened. The next thing that happened, I don't know if I got, maybe it's in the slide. I don't know. All right. So it's not in the slide, but we can talk about it anyway. Let me take this back off. The next thing that will happen, right? What's the name? Bang Booty. Africa Bang Booty. I don't call it Greek Bang Booty. Call it Africa Bang Booty. That thing happened. That thing pops off, right? In New York. We go to New York. SBP and go to New York. Jenny like, nah. We're gonna go up there, we're gonna rally everybody, we're gonna put this on the table and put it before the people. So that happens, right? He comes down, he tells us, he gets us, we rally up, we go to New York. It's like May, but it's cold as I don't know what up there. I was rocking like a light hoodie or something. I don't know. I was free. It's 2 times I've been to New York in supposed springtime, and both times I was underdressed. That'll never happen again. Right? So we get up there and everybody's represented. This is what was wild. You had basically anybody that ever been on Silent thing was there, right? You had Rastas there, you had Hebrews, you had, what I'm saying? Different Hebrews, because they got mad Hebrew groups up there. Everybody. But you know who wasn't there? The Nation wasn't there. Now, mind you, we were there to rally against what appeared to be rampant abuse of young men for years, right? So this at least got to be investigated. Like, yo, what is going on? Okay. I think it was the next day. Like, we went to New York on a Saturday, and I think Sunday, Wesley Muhammad is at Mosque Mariam challenging straight Black bride to a measure of manhood or something wild, like just attacking us from the rostrum of Mosque Mariam. And we like, yo, what is going on? Right? But they had made that deal with the Rainbows and whoever else, right? Some other people behind the scenes. Y'all ain't got to. I ain't got to say it, because I can show you the receipt of who was paid or whatever. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So At this point, and thus moving forward, as it says, the only groups who publicly and vociferously stood against the rainbow assault on pro-blackness were SBPM and Baba Rudy's Icabin Institute. Most other groups and conscious celebrities either kept quiet or eventually bowed down to the rainbow. I'm gonna keep it 100. One of the dudes that was standing strongest for a long time was Umar Johnson. And then next thing I know, I look up and y'all are telling me, people sending me messages and stuff. Man, Umar said that James Baldwin is better than Malcolm, is smarter than Malcolm X, or better than Malcolm X or something. And I'm like, man, what are y'all talking about? I'm about to defend the dude, and then I see the information out, and I'm like, look, let's just be completely honest here. James Baldwin was a rampant homophile who was in a relationship with William Styron when they wrote that scandalous, disgusting, filthy attack on our prophet Nat Turner. Greetings, Brother Jimmy. Right? That's who James Baldwin is. Literally bending over and giving evil an opening to Urugu. Like we don't get no props to no people like that, even if we thought it was true, which it was completely false. Right? So your man Umar took an L on that. I don't care who you talking about. I ain't on here to take shots. I'm on here to tell truth and tell y'all what happened. Because I know the next generation is eventually gonna come along and be like, hey man, what happened with why y'all didn't do? So I'm giving the history. Because I was there.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. On Instagram, we're at dc.radical1. On Twitter, we're at dc_radical_ONE. And the Cashapp is $DcRadical1. Again, thank you for subscribing. A big for ODA and straight black pride.